Hey everybody, and welcome to this episode of Romantasy Roundtable, a tale of Rick and Roses. My name is Rick, and I'm joined by Roses.
Amanda.
And Kim.
And as always, we would love and appreciate if you consider liking this video wherever you're listening and or watching. An extra appreciation if you consider subscribing. That really helps us out. And last but not least, we would love to interact with you. I got somebody. I'm going to find you. Hold, please. But you did an email, which is fine. That's par for the course. But we do have an email, romantasyroundtable@gmail.com. We have a bookstagram with all these wonderful carousels on it. We have a book talk. What? No, that was a dig. We have a book talk, all at Romantasy Roundtable, and you can leave a comment in the YouTubes. Yes, Amanda?
I'm eating a grilled cheese. I'm sorry if that's disturbing.
She's eating grilled cheese.
Also, we hopped on this Google Meet and everyone was wearing a hat but me, so I had to put a hat on.
Yeah, she needs a hat. And I'm not really wearing a hat. I'm just wearing a head covering because I'm cold.
We yet again look like we are going three very different places right now. Yes. Amanda's on her way to the country club.
I'm Rick, ready
I should be in the basement being a gremlin mode.
Yep.
And I'm like winter ski.
Kim, you're appropriately dressed. We are not appropriately dressed.
No. At some point, I have to go out and shovel, which sucks.
That sounds hard.
Yeah, it's the worst. I hate it. How's everybody doing?
What's it like?
Why did we not get snow on a school day when we could possibly have a delay or cancellation?
We never.
Never.
No,
never.
Snow days don't count anymore. They're not real. I'm trying to log in to our email, but I'm getting like 500 different ways to sign in on Google on my phone, and none of them are easy. I hate it.
And that's how our dear friend Caitlin got locked out of her phone.
Yep, it's true. It's
true. It was
true.
Wild.
I was late signing into this call because our email made me change my password.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
And I was salty.
That was me yesterday.
Yeah.
It's going to ask us to do it every 6 months now.
I know. I'm salty about that.
Yeah, it asked me and I didn't want to do it. Yes, Kim?
I was going to say, we haven't even told them what we're reading. What is this episode about? We're not even yapping with purpose right now. We are just yapping.
We're just yapping. We are reading Throne of Glass.
We're not.
The series.
We are diving into the Maasverse. We are reading the Assassin's Blade. Can you guys explain why we needed to start with Assassin's Blade? Because I'm just along for the ride, man.
Yes. All right. So I'll let Kim go first. This is a disclaimer. Don't kill us. Don't stop listening. Yes, we did not read Assassin's Blade 3rd or 4th. We read it first. You're not wrong if you read it 3rd or 4th. I've read this already. You are correct, but you also are correct in reading it first. Kim, why did you opt for reading it first?
Okay, so I am the first of the three of us who had read Throne of Glass. And I was encouraged by the person before me who had read the series, who encouraged me to read it, to start with Assassin's Blade because two reasons. One, it actually gives really useful context for characters and things that are happening in the first couple of books, that if you don't read this until 3rd or 4th, then you're like, oh, I feel that way. I wish I would have known. So I like having all of the information and backstories up front. And then also, too, if you read it later, The Assassin's Blade is the worst book in the series. And if you read it later, you have to take yourself out of the actual storyline to go back and read a book that's a little bit boring compared to the rest of the series. So I think it's good just to get it out of the way. Worst book is done. We now have all the context that we need, and we move forward. I say this because I encouraged Rick to read it first when he started into Throne of Glass last year, and he gave me shit for months about it, about how wrong I was, and blah, blah, blah. And the Gaslighter Award, as always, goes to one, Rick Caceres.
Thank you.
And then now he thinks it was the best thing possible. So there's that.
So yeah, Amanda asked me yesterday, To paraphrase what she wrote, basically she asked him, does this go ahead.
I said, would you say the rest of the Throne of Glass series reads like the Assassin's Blade? Because, okay.
Translation is, does this get better?
I would like to say this on the record in front of Rick and Kim and our Rosebuds and God, that I genuinely believe if I don't like this series, that Rick is going to stop being my friend.
It's possible.
Like, I'm really concerned about it. I talked about it at dinner last night. So I got a little worried.
The thing is, I really don't think there's no way you can't not like it. Honestly.
Yeah, I'm not having a bad time. I'm just I don't know. Rick said a lot of things and I was just like, okay.
No, I mean, this book is very meh. I wasn't invested. It's all just sort of cute little stories. Well, so I also, when I first read it, I was like, oh, am I really going to be in this for the next 8 books? Because this is not it.
I think I struggle with novellas in general because I'm like, I don't really want to get attached to these characters because either they're never going to come back or because this is a prequel, I'm going to see them in 3,000 pages. Why am I going to care about these people? Obviously, Celaena, I care about her and I like learning about her and I guess the world. But I'm sort of all right. Also, Rolf is a dog's name.
Rolf is a dog's name.
It's a Muppet dog's name. It's not a pirate's name.
So before we start talking about this book, I do like reading it first for a couple of reasons. Basically for everything Kim said, so I won't really go over that. My big thing is stopping the story mid-story. Right? Here's how I can easily correlate it to something else. It's Star Wars, right? So Star Wars episode 4, 5, and 6 came out first, right? Then 1, 2, and 3 came out. So 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, right? So this is like that. This is if you start with Throne of Glass, it's not really starting with 4 first because it's not that far apart, but it essentially is that, right? And then so if you watch Star Wars, when they first came out, you then have to go back to the backstory, which is really cool. There is something cool about starting in the middle of the story and then filling in the blank, right? However, with this, something with starting from the very beginning of her journey and following it through makes it seem really epic. And as I told Amanda yesterday, she wrote this when she was 16. So it reads like she's 16 or 17. And then there's also something at watching the writing grow. So it just feels really nice starting with the first thing that she basically ever wrote and taking it all the way through. The end.
I'm trusting you guys.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Well, this episode is about the first 3 novellas in the Assassin's Blade. The Assassin and the Pirate Lord, the Assassin and the Healer, and what's the third one?
The Assassin and the Red Desert, or the Desert.
So that's what we're doing. Mm-hmm. I'm going to finish eating this bite.
And then we're going to start talking about a Muppet dog.
The Assassin and the Pirate Lord. We've got notes. Where are our notes from today?
Our notes are from Gemini. So I'd like to go on the record. Here's my AI tip of the week. I've been using Gemini for a while. Love Gemini. I was like, let's switch back to ChatGPT for a bit. We were going back and forth this week. I started teetering back towards ChatGPT. I gave ChatGPT this PDF and it could not read it. It hallucinated twice. And I gave it to Gemini and Gemini was like, got you, fam.
All right.
So there you go.
Shout out Gemini. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to I'm going to use the second notes. I'm going to read them and we'll just stop if we want to talk about one of the chapters because we might not want to talk about all of them. So chapter 1, which I imagine we'll want to talk about. Arobin.
I say Arobin. It is not a Robin. It's never been a Robin. It won't be a Robin. I'm sorry, Kim.
I said Arobin.
No, you said a Robin. You over the summer you like a Robin. I remember this. I've got a good memory.
I think it's Arobin because it's Rick's daughter's name, but with different letters. So Arabin shatters Celaena Sardothien's world with news of Ben's death, while Sam Cortland can't stop antagonizing her during the briefing. I would like to say that it is insane that the first two characters we meet are named Celaena Sardothien and Sam Cortland. Sam Cortland is somebody that your friend met on a Hinge date.
Yeah, he drinks IPAs for a living.
He works in finance, but like he's not like a hedge fund manager. He just like works in finance.
Right.
Anyway, despite the tragedy, Arabin dispatches the rival assassins to Skulls Bay to demand retribution from the Pirate Lord, forcing them into a tense proximity where they'd rather stab each other than collaborate. If Sam Cortland rolls his eyes one more time, I'm pretty sure his primal urge to be annoying is going to get him pegged by a throwing knife, says Gemini. So Arabin is the king of the assassins.
Yes.
And Celaena is like his protege.
Right.
And Ben was like his right-hand man.
Yeah.
And now Ben is dead. Rip Ben.
Goodbye, Ben. Like Star Wars, he's Ben Kenobi.
Too soon. So that's the setup. So chapter 2, they go to Skulls Bay. Celaena and Sam meet the arrogant Captain Rolf, the pirate
Muppet
king. Rolf is a Muppet. Anyway, only to realize that Arabin sent them to negotiate a filthy slave trade deal instead of seeking justice. Rolf flaunts his magic map tattoos and lack of morals, while Celaena snoops through his office like a raccoon, disgusted by the stench of moral bankruptcy. Rolf thinks his magic hands make him special, but let's be real, he's just a glorified GPS with a god complex and a humidity problem.
That's great.
Yeah, so what's up with his hands?
So he has, no one on the listening can see this, but basically like on the palms of his hands, if he like puts them together, he can form a map, basically looking for whatever treasure that he wants. Like, yes, like a Power Ranger. Go Power Rangers. And he got this in a trade, I believe. He like traded, I forgot what it was. Like, actually, I don't remember. I think we learned later.
Yeah, I don't know.
He traded something like his soul, etc.
In a deal.
Right. And this is why he's like why he's the pirate king, because he can basically find any treasure that he wants by putting his hands together and like thinking about it.
Okay. All right. Paranoia sets in, chapter 3, as Celaena and Sam sweep their room for spies before and during a dinner where Rolf tries to mentally undress Celaena. Sam gets oddly protective about Celaena's identity, while Rolf warns her about trusting her companion, creating a dinner party atmosphere thick with threats and bad vibes. I like this quote from Gemini, but I'm not sure I agree yet. If sexual tension was a currency, the glare off between Sam and Rolf over who gets to intimidate Celaena would have paid off the national debt. I'm not 100% sure I agree with that yet. I don't think we've built to that level yet, but I do imagine that's where we're going. So Celaena's got this mask.
Mm-hmm.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah. Okay, I've been talking a lot. You can talk.
Actually, you talk because I didn't reread this book, so it's been a while. I'm here. I'm on the ride.
But you know about the mask.
She doesn't remember.
Well, I mean, she her identity is secret, because she is like the best assassin, and so she can have her job and do it well if people knew who she was. So she wears the mask that is denoting of sort of like that character that she embodies, but again keeps her identity private. So
I'm really excited about this, not just the mask, like just rereading this. Like I didn't reread Court of the Silver Cover. I didn't reread Court of Shopping Spree, and I actually haven't read a book with you since the first chapters of Brimstone, because I just burned through the book.
Wow, welcome, sister.
Thank you. But I have been reading this because Throne of Glass series I like really love it. So she's also wearing this mask because girl's 16.
She's 16.
Girl's 16, and one of the
things,
beautiful, right? And one of the things is like, she doesn't think, I think they don't think people take her seriously, or they want, like, it's really important to hide the fact of her age and who she is. You also mentioned that she's beautiful. What I love about her is, I was talking about this when we were walking. I love that she's like, it's funny. So like, Feyre and like Violet and like all the female main characters that we've read for the most part, like have been like, I'm not a girly girl. I don't want to wear a dress. Right. And this is like not that. Celaena's like, yeah, where are the beautiful dresses and my like luxurious underwear? So it's really funny that like for a while, like female main characters have like didn't want to go with what mainstream thought about them. And this is like, but now it's like, yes, I'm beautiful and I will kill you. So I really loved that about it, Celaena. Let's see. So did we read chapter 3? Is that one? So I didn't take many notes because I was just really reading it.
I didn't take any notes. I'm just here for the vibes.
Yeah, no. But one important thing to come up is that they mentioned that there's no fae. They don't have to talk about that, but there's no fae and there's no magic in the world. They're gone. They're done. No magic. Magic's gone.
Yes.
So there is no magic in the world.
Got it. Okay. Chapter 4.
I will say one thing. Just what's the name of the islands that they're in?
Skulls Bay.
Skulls Bay. Thank you. I knew it was Skull something. Anyways, as a former dedicated World of Warcraft player, there is a starting zone in one of the expansions that is like basically makes me think of Skulls Bay. So when I did read this the first time, and every time I think about it in my head, and when we come back to Skulls Bay later, I can just hear the like wow music for that starting zone in my head as we're like, yeah. So it's just giving me very much World of Warcraft vibes.
That's really funny. Yeah. Like there's also, I don't know which area you're talking about because maybe I didn't play the expansion, but like in the base game, there was Pirates Bay, which was
right. It was Booty Bay.
Booty Bay, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Booty Bay.
Yeah.
Booty Bay.
That's right.
Okay. All right, chapter 4. Unable to stomach the slave trade, Celaena secretly scouts the deadly shipbreaker chain while Sam confronts her about her schemes in a heated domestic dispute. He rips down their window covering in frustration, and the two lethal teenagers nearly brawl over the heat lies in their growing conscience. Sam is ripping the curtain down, giving big divorce dad energy, but honestly, put those forearms away unless you plan to use them, sir.
That's right, Sam.
Yeah, so there's this like chain over the bay that's gonna like destroy any ship that tries to go in or out if it isn't like sanctioned.
Yeah.
Chapter 5. A visit to the holding facility breaks Sam and Celaena as they witness Captain Fairview's cruelty towards the Elwë prisoners.
Yep.
Elwë prisoners and children. To burn off their rage, they wrestle in the surf, where Celaena finally admits she plans to free the slaves, and Sam immediately agrees to commit treason with her. Nothing says I trust you with my life quite like tackling your coworker into wet sand and nearly drowning them in a fit of sexual frustration. Combat practice.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm curious, Amanda, since this is your first read and you don't have context yet for anything else that happens, what are your initial thoughts about Celaena and Sam? Individually.
Oh, individually. Okay. I feel like I don't know Sam well enough yet. He's only like active in the first of the 3 we've read. He's only like present in the first one. He's like talked about in the other 2. So I don't really feel like I can say anything too much about him other than that he like currently seems like an accessory to her. It doesn't really seem like his own character yet. I really like Celaena. I think that she is a badass, obviously. Rick and I were talking the other day about, he's like, it's wild. She's an assassin. She's killed all these people, but like, she's going to free the slaves. And I'm like, yeah, it's a different thing. Like, theoretically, I mean, we don't know too many things about the people she's assassinated, but like, theoretically, they maybe had it coming, right? Like, love hypothetically, they might have had it coming. Rick read love theoretically and keeps calling it love hypothetically, and so now we're saying it instead of hypothetically.
Yep.
I thought he read love hypothesis because
nope. He read love theoretically and keeps calling it love hypothetically.
It was great.
And now he needs to go read Love Hypothesis, as do all of us need to reread it, so we can be ready for the movie when it comes out.
So yeah, love hypothetically, I think that the people that she killed may have deserved it. But like, I don't know, the slavery in this book is very much like chattel slavery.
Yeah.
Which is not like blah, blah, blah history lesson, but like the transatlantic slave trade and like the way that chattel slavery functioned in the United States was unique. Like that's not the way that slaves worked in previous times in history. And so this is very clearly based on that particular horrific creation of slavery. And so it's really clearly like a capital E evil. There's no like moral gray area here. So I don't know. She's a killer with a heart.
Yeah, no, it's great. Love it. I really like it.
Yeah, so she's gonna free the slaves. That's what we're doing. Moses said, let my people go. Chapter 6, Celaena and Sam execute their heist prep, charming locals for intel and meeting Dia, a translator vital to their plan. They play the part of cold-hearted buyers to lull Rolf into security before slipping away from the tavern revelry into the night to launch their liberation mission. In Chapter 7, Celaena infiltrates the Golden Wolf, silently taking out guards and freeing Dia to organize a mutiny at dawn. She coordinates via mirror signals with Sam on the Loveless, managing a high-stakes stealth operation under the nose of the Watchtower to ensure the slaves have a fighting chance. Knocking out guards and dragging bodies around is basically Celaena's love language, and frankly, it's hotter than any candlelit dinner. Chapter 8, to create a distraction, Celaena and Sam get Rolf wasted while fake drinking through a rigged mug during a game of Kings. Celaena then ignites a massive bar brawl to keep the pirates busy, slipping away with Sam amidst the flying fists and shattered glass of a destroyed tavern. And then in Chapter 9, he catches them as the ships are fleeing, prompting Celaena to unmask and reveal she's just a girl. Shattering his ego while she duels the Pirate Lord. Sam sprints to the Watchtower. Okay, so like I'm gonna back up. So Dia is one of the enslaved people, and he speaks the common tongue, and so he can translate. He's the only one who came forward to say that he speaks the common tongue, but then once she starts talking to them, other people also come forward and are translating for each other. There's obviously multiple languages because they're being captured from multiple places. So Celaena is basically like, here's what you're going to do. There's two different ships. So she's like, we're going to, at dawn, you're going to do this. And then they bring Dia over to the other boat so that he can translate on that boat as well. And they're like, we got to get Shipbreaker down. And we're going to get it down. So just like go as fast as you can and trust that we're going to get it down. But like, obviously, if they don't get it down, they're all going to die.
Right.
So, so Rolf catches them.
The Muppet
catches them as the ships flee. And then she's like, And then Sam goes to the Watchtower because he needs to remove the chain.
Shipbreaker, yeah.
So he uses the catapult to destroy the tower itself, securing the slaves' escapes. Rolf getting beaten up by a teenage girl after bragging about his kill count is the kind of humiliation kink I didn't know I needed to witness. And then in the last chapter, Chapter 10, the tower is destroyed. Celaena forces a defeated Rolf to sign a treaty banning slavery in Skulls Bay, forever under the threat of death. She digs through the rubble to find a battered Sam, and they share a rare, vulnerable hug before fleeing the island, richer in spirit, but done with pirates. Sam emerging from the debris looking like a dirty, disheveled god makes me want to personally lick the dust off his quote, inner hip.
We love an inner hip.
What is an inner hip?
All right.
Tell Gemini to use an inner hip.
I didn't tell Gemini to use an inner hip. I just said, give me some fun, witty banter I said, think about like the funny, like witty banter that you've used in the past and just keep the flow going.
Keep it going.
All right. So quick thoughts.
Sure. Coming off of our synopsis of previous episodes, Gemini was like, oh yeah, they talked about inner hip.
Inner hip.
Quick feelings on Chapter 1. I mean, I don't know. I 3-star liked it. Like, I've redone my stars to align with tiers on my personal rankings. So like 1 star, it's similar to ours. It's like 1 star. I didn't DNF, hated it. Everlasting. 2 stars. I'm like, yeah, it's good. This is a book. 3 stars. It was good. I enjoyed it. 4 stars. I loved it. 5 stars. Obsessed. This is like 3 for me. It was good. Like, I enjoyed it. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Agreed. I mean, like 2.5 to 3 for me. It was fine.
Here's the thing, like, and I said this to Amanda the other day, like, this book is good, and it becomes better the more you read the rest of the books. So,
I believe you.
yeah.
And I will reread for the last 2. And I do want to be clear that I didn't reread. That was not intentional. That was the result of my brain being all rattled up inside my head. And so reading has been hard.
Reading has been hard. Yeah, I liked it. It was fine. I like freeing the slaves. I think that's cool. Her early budding romance with Sam feels like she's 16.
Yeah.
So I don't super care.
And that's partially why I asked you earlier how you felt about Sam and Celaena, because like I feel like her age shows so much in these early novellas. And so like she does feel like
And so
overly confident, petulant sometimes 16-year-old here.
Right. I mean, in the 3rd novella, they call her spoiled. And like she kind of is.
Yeah.
All right. At the end of the pirate one, she and Sam are like, oh shit, like this is not going to go over well with Assassin Daddy. Yeah. So that's sort of where we pick up in book 2.
The Assassin and the Healer.
The Assassin and the Healer. So Irene, is that how we're saying it?
Urine
Towers, a destitute barmaid. First of all, Urine Towers is the name of a retirement village. It's not a person. It took me a while to realize it was a person.
Don't fucking come for Urine.
I have no beef with her.
Good.
But I think she deserves a better last name. I did leave this book and was like, can't wait to see her again when she's a trained healer. And like comes and saves the day later in some book. But that's what I mean by like, I don't want to get invested in these characters when I'm not going to see them for 3 books. Okay. Urine Towers, a destitute barmaid, watches the dangerous... What?
Wait, hold on.
Yes, Rick.
You seen Star Wars?
Yeah.
Okay. So remember when you watched Star Wars like back in the day, right? And like...
Mm-hmm.
Yoda was there, and you're like, all right, little fucking green Muppet, right? That's
never felt that way about Yoda.
Realistically, that's all he did. He was like, right? That's all he did in episode 5 and 6. Okay?
No, but sure.
What did he do in episode 5 and 6?
He trains Luke Skywalker on how to be a Jedi.
Okay, but...
He literally teaches him to lift an X-Wing out of the bog.
Yes.
And dies.
What I mean is, like, he's standing there in his little puppet thing. Yes?
First of all, a Muppet is not a puppet. A Muppet is so much more than a puppet.
We'll get there one day, guys. You know how he's just being a puppet?
Sure.
Right? And then you're like, okay, he's a puppet. And then you watch episode 1, and Yoda's still being a puppet. And then in episode 2...
You meet Yaddle.
You don't meet Yaddle. Well, I mean, yes, you do meet Yaddle. But, like, fucking...
I'm sorry, you're not even going to remark on the fact that I know her name?
I know you know Star Wars. Dooku has just cut off Anakin's hand. He's about to fucking win. And slowly, you see this shadow walking. And it's fucking Yoda. And Yoda's like, fight me, bitch. And he just goes apeshit. That's what happens with these characters. Okay?
I know, I understand that.
I just had to put it out there.
Saying, like, I spent like 40 pages with her and I'm not going to see her until like May. And so I'm kind of like, I don't know, man. Like, I really like you. I'll see you someday.
That's better than the people who had to wait like 7 years.
I don't understand why we're fighting right now. I don't think I'm saying anything incorrect. All
right, go be a Yaddle and keep reading.
Irene Towers, a destitute barmaid, watches the dangerous and wealthy Celaena Sardothien brooding at the White Pig Inn after her fallout with Arabin. While Irene dodges groping patrons, Celaena flaunts a massive ruby brooch to bait thieves, her boredom and rage creating a ticking time bomb in the tavern. Irene is working way too hard for a boss who waters down the wine while Jessa is busy earning tips in a sailor's lap. I don't remember who Jessa is. Honestly, good for Jessa. Get that bag. Fine, whatever. I don't really care. Yeah, what I really like about this book is that it goes back and forth between Irene and Celaena's perspectives. And I liked getting into Irene's head a little bit. Like I said, I liked her. All right, chapter 2. Cutthroats circle Celaena as she leaves, and Irene is too paralyzed by fear and memories of her mother's death to warn her. While taking out the trash, Irene is cornered by 4 mercenaries shaking her down for tips until a dark figure emerges from the mist to interrupt the assault with terrifying calm. These mercenaries really thought cornering the exhausted barmaid was a power move, proving that men in fantasy novels have 0 survival instincts and negative brain cells.
It's true. We're dumb. We're
That's
real
correct.
stupid.
Chapter 3, Celaena slaughters the mercenaries with dual daggers, saving Irene, but getting annoyed when the barmaid points out a cut on her arm. Irene evokes the goddess Silba and offers to patch her up, causing a grumpy Celaena to scold her for lacking common sense before allowing herself to be treated. So I was annoyed with Celaena at this point in the book because she's like, I'm fine, and you should have defended yourself. And it's like, okay, well, like, you're an assassin and she's a barmaid and we're all coping with our trauma differently, and like we're all just trying to live in this little world. And I do think she like shows remarkable character development in the 40 pages of this book, but at this point I was like, oh, get over yourself, Celaena. She's 16.
And she just got the shit beat out of her.
Yeah, and we don't know why or by whom yet. We know in part 3. Okay, chapter 4, in her cramped room, Irene stitches up Celaena, who encourages the healer to steal money for the Tori Sesme?
That's how I've always pronounced it, yep.
Tori Sesme rather than Rotten Inish. So, Irene's mother
What's
was a healer.
Yavelia is a place. In what
Yavelia
book?
is a place.
Is that Fourth Wing?
I think it's Quicksilver.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
it is.
Or it's a prescription drug. So Irene's mother was a healer, and Tori Sesme is where the healers go to train. And when Irene's mother died, she had to leave her town. I don't remember her real story, but she had to leave her town, and she didn't have enough money to go to the Tori Sesme, and so she ended up in this place at the tavern. Yes, Rick.
Her mother was a healer with magical powers, and she got like accosted by these guys, and she told Irene to run, and Irene ran while her mother was killed.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I love this series.
Sorry, that wasn't about that. I looked at my phone. I shouldn't have looked at my phone. Okay. Great. So Celaena spends the night teaching Irene brutal self-defense moves like eye gouges and groin strikes, transforming the gentle healer into a potential weapon. Nothing says female friendship like teaching a stranger how to pinch a man's inner hip until he cries for his mommy. I love that. What is an inner hip?
I'm working on it. I'm trying to feel it. I don't really know it. Like, is it like close to the groin? Unclear.
It's got to be the groin area.
Right?
I think, okay, so in my mind, it's like, a string bikini?
Yeah.
Like, where the string ties on that, like, soft,
Yeah.
fleshy part above the hip bone? That's what the inner hip is to me.
All right.
That's like the outer hip.
The outer hip is where the actual bone is. The inner hip is, like, my lower abdomen.
Okay.
It's not an erogenous zone. It is. I don't want to be touched there.
Rosebuds at home, if you have any ideas about inner hips, leave us comments.
Also, if it's your erogenous zone, good for you.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not here to kink shame, but it is not my erogenous zone. Okay.
Wherever it is.
What book was that from? Is that Poppy?
Probably.
It's happened twice. I think it's been 2. Hasn't it come up in multiple books?
No, it was definitely Poppy because he had a magical thumb. Remember? His thumb caressed her in her
Chapter
hip.
5. The escaped mercenary returns with backup, holding Irene at knife point, but Celaena refuses to surrender and challenges the barmaid to fight back. I was annoyed by this. It worked out okay, but I was annoyed by this. Again, she's 16. Fueled by rage, Irene incapacitates her captor, while Celaena butchers the rest, leaving the healer vomiting but victorious. Same. As the assassin disappears into the night with a toss of a coin pouch. Celaena waiting for Irene to fight back while a knife was at her throat is the most unhinged sink-or-swim teaching method since my driving instructor took me on the highway during rush hour.
That's crazy, Amanda.
What he says.
Wow.
That wasn't how I learned to drive on the highway. I learned to drive on the highway because I had rehearsal at the Broward Center for Performing Arts for a thing I was doing, and I didn't know I had rehearsal. And I got a phone call that I had to go, and it was hailing, which is what happens in Florida. It doesn't snow, but it does hail. And so the first time I ever drove on the highway was all the way from my hometown to the Broward Center, which is like maybe 30, 40 minutes in a hailstorm.
That's crazy.
And I was late. So that was kind of an unhinged sink or swim teaching method, just like from the universe, not from my driving instructor. My driving instructor was mostly my dad. Who taught you guys to drive?
Mostly my mom, but we did have to do actual hours with a driving instructor. And he was cool. We listened to baseball on AM radio and stopped at Dunkin' Donuts every time.
That's the most New England thing you've ever said.
It really is. Actually, I wasn't even thinking of it that way, but that is actually like legitimately what happened.
Rick, who taught you to drive?
The driving school and my friends.
Your friends?
What?
Danger.
I did teach multiple city kids in college how to drive.
And when I say that my friends taught me how to drive, is they were a year to a year and a half older than me, so they already had a car, and they're like, you drive.
Chapter 6. Irene discovers the pouch contains Celaena's massive ruby brooch and a fortune in gold, finally giving her the means to leave the White Pig for the Torre Sesme. Meanwhile, Celaena sleeps soundly on her ship to the Red Desert, satisfied that she's balanced the scales by investing in a future healer she'll likely never see again. But she's going to see her again.
We'll see.
Maybe. Who knows? She also leaves her a little note.
Yep.
The note says the world needs more healers.
It does.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so she's going to go to the Torre Sesme. She's going to become a healer, and she's going to show up like Yoda in an important moment, and she's going to heal somebody important. And she might die in the process of healing people, but she's going to be a character that we'll see again and we'll like.
Those are really interesting thoughts that you have that I don't know if are right or not.
Yeah, I think I'm like, if I'm not 100% there, I think I can't be less than 75% there. Part 3?
Part 3, a combination between 3 and 5.
What?
I said 3, a combination between 3 and 5. Simply stunning.
What's that from?
It's from SNL Jeopardy.
Oh, okay. Part 3, The Assassin and the Desert. Celaena Sardothien arrives at the silent assassin's fortress, dehydrated and exhausted, only to be met with a judgment stare from the mute master. While she arrogantly demands training, the master snaps his fingers and has 4 assailants beat the ego out of her immediately. And she beats them.
I was a little, I don't know, I remember reading this the second time. Annoyed's not the word at this chapter. It was just like, so... I don't know. Like, I've seen a lot of like kung fu flicks when I was a kid. I'm like, of course there's this like bald monk mute.
Right.
Like,
yeah,
I've seen this a million times.
Yeah. All right. Chapter 2, despite her exhaustion, she defeats them and she meets Ansel of Briarcliff, a girl in ornate wolf armor who decides they are now roommates and best friends. I don't know if she decides they're best friends at this point.
No, she hates her already, I think.
I mean, they're fine. Like, they're roommates, whatever. Ansel reveals that training starts at dawn, signaling that this isn't a vacation, but a brutal boot camp for the assassin elite. This is like about when we find out that Arabin sent her there.
Yeah.
And she has to get a letter of approval, basically, from the master. And we also find out that the reason she's beat to shit is because her master, Arben, beat the shit out of her.
Yeah. Like, bad.
She ruined his deal.
She ruined his deal. She cost him a lot of money.
Yeah. I mean, like, that's like a crazy amount of money. Like,
yeah.
You know, like, I think they had 200 slaves. Yeah, that's crazy. That, like, whatever.
And we'll learn in a couple chapters Sam's role in that too. So, all right, we meet Ansel. I don't love Ansel as a girl's name.
Oh, I don't hate it.
Because I feel like every Ansel I've ever known has been a boy.
I've never met an Ansel.
Oh, okay. That's how I feel about that.
I've heard about Hansel.
Chapter 3. Celaena and Ansel bond in the baths, where Celaena finally scrubs off the desert crust and suffers a traumatic flashback to Arben beating her and Sam. The memory highlights her isolation and the physical toll of her morals, cracking her emotional armoire. Just for a moment. Flashbacks to your toxic ex-father figure beating you up are the ultimate buzzkill for a spa day.
Yeah.
So chapter 4, at dinner, Ansel introduces the crew, including the handsome Mikhail, who she seems to have a thing with, and the master's son, Elias, who's flirting with Celaena via silent hand gestures.
Get him, girl.
This is the sign language chapter.
Yes.
They gossip about Lord Beric, who's the bad guy. And also, I would just like to say that I'm simultaneously reading Assistant to the Villain, and there's like the villain and the king are like nemesis. And this felt very like the master and Beric are nemesis. Like, it felt very similar to me. And the bidding war for assassins, making Celaena realize this lethal family is actually kind of nice. And she's missing Sam.
Aww.
Elias is flirting with her, and she can't stop thinking about Sam. Her high school crush. Chapter 5, Celaena's training consists of running dunes with water buckets, a humble CrossFit nightmare that nearly kills her with heat stroke. When she confronts the master for real lessons, he blows her off, forcing Elias to step in before she stabs his dad out of frustration. This is also where we find out around this time that Ansel has been there for 5 years, and the master has never invited her for training.
Yeah, he basically almost doesn't train anybody.
It seems that he trains lots of people. He just doesn't train her.
Well, I thought that she said, like, yeah, he'll train random people whenever he wants, but he specifically has never trained her.
Yeah. It's not consistent, but it is unique that she's been there for so long and hasn't been trained.
Yeah.
Okay, chapter 6, Lord Beric's soldiers attack, and the assassins defend the fortress with a spectacular wall of flaming arrows, while Celaena fights alongside Ansel and Mikhail. Afterward, Ansel invites Celaena on a diplomatic girls' trip to Xandria.
Sure.
Though her grin suggests mischief is the real plan. So they go to... on the road, Ansel shares her tragic past involving the High King Locke and an Iron Teeth witch.
This is important.
Tell me about her past.
Okay, this is actually very important. She supposedly was the daughter of like a king or whatever, a lord or something.
Lord.
Yeah, Kim said she'll be right back. They were out playing one day. Oh, I wish Kim were here for this part. They were out playing one day where they see an arc, and they're like, oh, you know, you can like look through the arc and you can see other worlds. And so, and they were teasing each other, and there was always this rumor of the Iron Teeth witches. And they are witches, and unlike Quicksilver, there's more than just one witch in this book series.
Well, there are more than one witch in Quicksilver. We just don't know any of them.
Well, we know them in this series, so that's good. Anywho, one of the witch clans is the Iron Teeth Witch, and they're the bad ones, basically. There's two clans of witches. I'm sorry, I wouldn't be talking about this much if it weren't really important. So there's the Iron Teeth Witch, and there's the Croatian witches, and the
Croatian witches.
Not the Croatian. They're not from Croatia. They're from Croatia, without the I. And the Iron Teeth witches are what they say they are. They have iron teeth and nails. And there was this one battle where the Iron Teeth witches were basically going to overthrow and kill the Crocian witches, and the last Crocian queen put a curse on them and was like, whatever land you're on, if you're ever on it, will never grow anything. It's going to be barren.
I read that book. It was the novella you made me read.
Yeah. A Court of Roses. A Court of Six Scorched Roses. Yeah, and that's basically what happened. The land, if the Crocians are there, is forever barren. And one of Ansel's, I think, friends or sisters or cousins got captured.
Her sister's friend
Got basically captured by one of the Iron Teeth witches and ate to the bone.
Art.
Yum.
Yeah, so that happens. And Ansel also says that like the king took her. No, she had said earlier that her dad had sent her there. And then she says at this point that the king took her manor and yeah.
Yeah, the king, the king came and murdered her family in front of her while she hid.
Yeah, I didn't know if she told us that yet, but she tells us that at some point.
Kim.
Okay.
There's a part in Ansel's past where she's like going with her friends, and they're like, "Oh, there's this arc, and if you look through the arc, you can see other worlds." Okay.
How about that?
This whole year is going to be so annoying. Okay. Where am I? Okay, so and she like goes through the market. This isn't in our notes, but she goes through the market and she wants to buy some shoes, and she doesn't buy shoes.
What a woman.
She buys some other stuff. She wants to buy perfume. It's like a whole thing, but then she finds this guy who's selling spider silk. This seemed like something that was going to be important later, so I figured we should talk about it. And he like wants to hire her to get a bunch of spider silk or something. Or no, he traded years of his life for spider silk, and the only way to get those years back is to kill the spider that he made the deal with. So he's like, I'll hire you to do that, and he gives her a little spider silk.
Ruh-roh.
I'll be spider silk.
So that happened. And then they steal some horses. And Celaena becomes an accomplice in Grand Theft Equine as they tear through the streets, laughing like maniacs in a high-speed chase. Chapter 8, to escape the guards, Ansel leads them to the Desert Cleaver, and they insanely jump the horses over a massive canyon. They return to the fortress high on adrenaline and friendship, having cemented their bond with a near-death stunt. Chapter 9, the master is impressed by the theft and begins training Celaena with a venomous asp, which is like a snake.
It's like a snake.
To teach her to absorb movements. Celaena attends a silent party, dancing and feeling a rare sense of belonging, completely unaware of the betrayal looming over her. So this is kind of condensed, but what are we doing?
This is the dance that they do in Dodgeball when they come out.
Okay.
Oh, with snakes.
Got it.
I actually saw that movie last week.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
So the master likes this and trains with her. She's training like a snake. She's training like a bat. She's training like all these animals. And Ansel's like getting kind of jealous.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have this party, and Master's son tries to kiss her.
She's like, but Sam.
And she's like, but Sam. And he's like, it's okay.
Well, he says it with his eyes.
He says it with his eyes, and he says it with his heart. Yeah, so then Ansel, does she like had a fight with Ansel at some point, and she calls her like a spoiled brat?
Yeah.
And then I don't know this. I feel like that's missing from the notes, but it happens anyway. They like go to make amends at the end of this chapter, and she's like, "You're the closest thing to a real friend I've ever had," and she's like, "You too, babe." And then she's like, "Let's have some wine." And then Celaena wakes up drugged and alone in the desert
with a horse.
With a horse, the horse she stole, and she's got a note from Ansel that's like, "I'm so sorry. Here's your letter from the master, but he said you had to leave.
Yep.
So just leave." And along the way, she's like, "That's so weird. Why would he make me leave early? And isn't that Lord Beric's army marching towards the fortress?" And then she's like, "Oh my God." She opens the letter, I think like a little later than she should have. Like she like entertains this for a little while.
Right.
She's
And
16.
I'm like, "Oh, sure."
And she's also like, "I have a friend. My friend would never hurt me."
Yeah, but she should open the letter.
Well, she was concerned because it had the master's mark, and she was like, if I open it, Arabin's going to be like, you fucking forged this.
Yeah, well, Arabin's going to be like, "You fucking anyway." Like, he sucks. Anyway, so she opens the letter, and it's blank. And she realizes her bestie has sold them all out. So chapter 11, she races back to the fortress. She finds a slaughter. Ansel has killed Mikhail.
Yeah.
And their relationship seemed not great. Like he was older than her. Doesn't seem like she was actually in love with him, but she does just like cold, hard kill him. And she finds Ansel preparing to behead the master to buy back her homeland. So Beric has promised her troops to go back to her homeland. So Celaena's heart is shattered, and her only friendship in life is destroyed.
Yep.
So in chapter 12, Celaena defeats Ansel. Oh, and Master's son is like bleeding out on the ground.
Yeah, he's dying.
He's dying, but he doesn't die. So Celaena defeats Ansel, but spares her life, giving her 20 minutes to run before she starts shooting arrows. She saves the master, gets her gold and approval, fires a warning shot into the sand at 21 minutes. As she leaves the Red Desert, richer but alone once again. So then she has this conversation with the master where he talks, because he hasn't actually taken a vow of silence.
That's funny. He's like, yeah,
I
I talk. Like, no one's ever like asked me to talk.
I just like don't do it often, but I do talk.
He's like, I've never said I wasn't going to talk. That's literally what he said.
It's so funny. And he basically is like, "I know that you owe your master, Arabin, like a very large debt. So here's a huge amount of cash and a letter that says you're a good assassin, and that in my fortress, we don't beat our students."
Yeah.
And so she can buy her freedom. And he, of course, is like, "You can come back anytime. I think my son would be very happy if you did."
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it goes. I think we're going to see all these people again. In like, maybe not in May, but in like March.
Things to remember for later. I'm not saying for good or for bad or for just story plots. The spiders that guy had are called Stygian spiders. They're
With the River Styx.
because of the
That's
river
what
Styx. They are big like horses. That's an important plot point.
And Aragog.
And Aragog. Oh yeah, Aragog.
Yeah.
I wonder if
Million scorpions named Josh.
A million fucking scorpions named Josh.
I wonder if that her waiting 1 minute's gonna ever come back to haunt her.
Yeah, it obviously is. This bitch is not gone. She's obviously coming back. At some point, she's going to have to go back to this fortress and do something. Homeboy's going to still be in love with her, probably. But he seems respectful, so it's fine. And I don't know, Sam is giving Gale energy, so she's not going to end up. He's not the guy. He might be a guy, but he's not going to be the guy.
All right. Amanda.
Also because I saw that sticker that says Sam Cortland deserved better.
Yeah. Okay. We need to just pause for a second. If you had Amanda getting spoilers for this series by January 18th, you can now mark it down. For those of you who haven't read it, you can stop listening to this episode here.
No, we're not going to talk about it. What we're going to say is that I knew something to be true based on publicly available knowledge that I will talk about when we're done recording. That is not a secret. And I had made an assumption that one thing was going to happen. And then my sister shared something on Instagram. No, I don't want to talk about it because then if she's going to listen, I don't want her to know. Somebody shared.
Yeah, you did wrong.
Somebody shared a thing on Instagram and I swiped through it and saw a different thing. And I was like, oh, it's that. It's not this other thing that I thought it was. And Rick was like devastated, but I still don't know all the details. So I actually don't feel any type of way about it. I feel fine.
Rick does not feel fine.
It's whatever.
I mean, this is such a long series and it's been out for so long and it's been popular for so long. Like, you're gonna probably know some things that are gonna happen.
Yeah, and like, if you don't want things to be spoilers, you shouldn't write them on the jackets of books.
There you go.
All right. So, what do we think so far? It's good, right? It's good.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's good. It is good. Like I'm even not like it's amazing. It's good. I've enjoyed all three of these, especially rereading them. Again, like knowing where this goes, I really like rereading these. So
I actively didn't particularly like the first one. And I think it's just because it just felt like a quest in WoW to me. And I was just so stuck in being able to visualize the game in my head. So I didn't really like that one. I also really like Yureen though, Amanda, as you said. So I sort of enjoyed that storyline. And then I didn't see the Ansel thing coming.
Oh, I
didn't see that coming.
I did. You guys didn't see it coming?
Nah. Well, maybe.
She's just going to be they're actually friends now. And so she's.
No, I was like, why has she been here for 5 years and he hasn't trained her? He must not trust her.
Well, I don't remember. It was, I read this in June, but even if I did see it coming, I didn't think she was going to kill that dude.
No, that part was surprising to me because I thought she really loved him, but then he was old and I don't know. I do also, I texted this to you guys. I'm not really mad at Ansel. I think every woman we've met so far is just a product of their trauma. I don't think that I don't think the Maasverse is kind to women. And I don't think the real universe is kind to women. And so I think whenever we meet these characters, they arrive to us with an enormous amount of shit they need to work through. Mm-hmm. And so I think particularly when they're young, which all of these characters are, you really have to give them a lot of grace for they got to work through this. Should she have murdered everybody? No. But I do think she's an interesting character. And so I do think we're going to see her again and learn more about her. But I'm not fuck Ansel forever and ever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know that I believe that. Oh, no, that's not true. I'm not going to say it.
What?
I was just going to say, I don't know that I believe that any book character is completely irredeemable, but I don't. That's not true.
Oh, yeah, no, that's...
I have read several books where, there are side characters who are villains and, in rom-coms, and they get, redemption arcs that are really stupid. And I'm like, nope, that person didn't need a redemption arc.
Have you ever read Wuthering Heights? Absolutely irredeemable characters.
Absolutely irredeemable characters.
So, Amanda, the first three chapters were called The Assassin and the Pirate Lord, The Assassin and the Healer, The Assassin and the Desert. The next two are called The Assassin and the Underworld, The Assassin and the Empire. Where do you think this book is going to go and end?
Oh, so interesting. The Underworld. It's so interesting that we use the word Stygian in fantasy novels so much because the River Styx is part of the Greek underworld and this universe isn't Greek. So that's the first thing my brain went to is oh, is that about the spiders? But it seems too soon for it to be about the spiders. So I don't know. And then the Empire, I don't know. I think at some point she's going to have to go back to Assassin Daddy and free herself. So I think that's probably where we're going.
Where do you think happens at the end of this book? Like, I know this is a big question because you don't know too much, but like the main characters you currently know are Arabin, Sam, Celaena, and I guess that's it. Those are the big three.
Okay.
So like, what do you think will happen with them by the end of this book?
Oh, we didn't talk about, so when Arben was beating the shit out of Celaena, he was not beating the shit out of Sam. It took 3 or 4 men to restrain Sam so that he wouldn't try to protect Celaena. I think they're gonna find each other and they're gonna run away from Assassin Daddy.
Okay.
And then I don't know, war's probably coming. I don't know if war's coming yet. It's like pretty early in the series, but war's always coming.
War is always on the horizon.
War is always coming, both in life and in fantasy novels.
All right. So we'll talk about this in a few minutes, but your homework is going to be to finish the Assassin's Blade if you want to read along with us. But what else have we been reading? Kim, you haven't been reading.
I have. I started reading again yesterday.
Yay!
And I went back to the next Dungeon Crawler Carl book just because that felt easy.
Is this number 4?
Yes.
Is it? Yes? Okay. I'm like, it's the 5th floor. I don't know what number book it is anymore. But yeah. So that's enjoyable. I'm 25% into it.
Nice.
So I was very pleased to be able to rejoin the world of the literate.
Too malicious?
And be able to put some pages back on page turners.
Yes. We're trying to read 50,000 pages as a school this year.
We're going to do it. We're already halfway there.
We are, but some of them are manga and don't count. So we're not halfway there. It's okay. So I have been reading Assistant to the Villain. It took me a little while to get into it, but now I'm really into it. I'm about halfway through. I'm also listening to Remarkably Bright Creatures.
Nice.
I finished It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey, and I hated it.
Also going to be coming to a screen this year.
Hated it.
Okay. Really for you.
Didn't like her, didn't like him, didn't like their romance, didn't love the soup, didn't love the plot, didn't really understand why they liked each other.
None of it.
A lot of, like, I don't know, just a lot of, like, I wish I could explain this well, but, like, it's like low-key Christian. He's, like, just praying that God will bring her back to him. And it's like, it doesn't feel like over. It just feels like it was written by somebody who grew up in the South and thinks that that's how everybody talks. But this is like coastal Washington. Like, people probably don't talk like that.
Truth.
That's all.
I finished reading Dungeon Crawler Carl book 3. It was very confusing. So many trains. It was. Doesn't matter, but it's very confusing. And let's see. And then I finished this other romantasy, Love Hypothetically.
Love Theoretically.
Love
by
Theoretically. It's a great romantasy book. I enjoyed it a lot.
Where did you put it in your tears?
What is that face for, Amanda?
It's not a romantasy.
Is it not romance?
Yeah, but it's not fantasy.
What's fantasy by definition?
It's not real.
Yeah, she's a female physicist. It's a romantasy.
Are terrible.
Thanks, guys. I'll be here all week.
You're going to do that.
No. I love the women. Women, I love you.
Great.
No, the book was amazing. It was really fun. I gave 4 stars, which means I loved it on my tier. Stars means tears for me. That's how I rationalize in my brain. I loved it. It was really fun. I love the way Allie Hazelwood writes. It's just, I don't know, normal. Like, it's normal reading. Like, it's just like I'm talking to somebody versus some bullshit like The Everlasting where it's like, don't even get me started. But anywho, it was really fun. I had a great time. I am going to finish our chapters of The Assassin's Blade. Then I got to get a big choice. Do I go to the other one of the 2 Allie Hazelwoods? Or do I go A Vow and Vengeance, which I probably should read because I think we might read that. Or The Rose and Chains, the other Hermione one. So those are, I've got a lot of different paths I might go.
I do think we should read Vow of Vengeance.
That's my plan after Assassin's Blade.
All right. So then maybe I'll just start that after this then.
Yeah, so your homework is to finish Assassin's Blade, and then I think before we do Throne of Glass, we're going to do Vow of Vengeance.
Yeah, and we can probably bang that out in one episode. It's just like a 200-page book.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Finish Assassin's Blade. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.